From high atop Healthcare Hill in Central Maryland, this is BSN Headline News. Today's top story is Bon Secours Richmond makes the list of the top companies for executive women. And not just the list, but within the top 10 for nonprofit companies. It should be no surprise by now that Bon Secours is committed to advancing women in leadership positions. We can say that because this is the 8th consecutive year Bon Secours Richmond has been named a National Association for Female Executives top company. According to CEO Peter Bernard, we are an organization founded by women and recognize the strength of female executives in the workplace. As part of its selection process, the National Association for Female Executives, or NAFE, looks at various areas and policies of organizations, including female representation at the executive level, hiring, and promotion rates for women. They look at access and usage of key retention and advancement programs and company culture, manager training, and accountability. Bon Secours Richmond consistently upholds high numbers of female hires, as more than 80% of our roughly 7,300 Bon Secours Richmond employees and many of our corporate executives are women. One of those executives, Bonnie Sheeler, Senior Vice President of Human Resources, is quoted as saying, "We are pleased to be once again recognized by NAFE. Our processes for hiring, promotion, and retention of women are ever evolving. We set new and higher goals, all aimed at enhancing the success and experience of women in our workplace." Bonnie will attend NAFE's 40th Anniversary Awards event in New York City on March 30th, 2012. Please join us in congratulating Bon Secours Richmond for making NAFE's list of top companies for executive women 8 years in a row. In other news, as you know, February is Black History Month, and this month we here at BSN Headline News are bringing you stories about Black history. Today our story is about Mary Eliza Church Terrell, born September 23, 1863, in Memphis, Tennessee. Mary Eliza Church Terrell is probably best known as co-founder and first president of the National Association of Colored Women. But did you know she also organized a strategy for African American women to become full citizens of the U.S.? Did you know she lectured throughout the country on the importance of the vote for Black women? She deemed the vote essential for the elevation of Black women and consequently the entire Black race. Terrell saw education as essential in obtaining racial uplift and respectability. As president of the National Association of Colored Women, Terrell campaigned tirelessly among Black organizations and mainstream white organizations for Black women's suffrage. She even picketed the Wilson White House with members of the National Woman's Party in her zeal for women's suffrage. Following the passage of the 19th Amendment, Terrell turned her attention to civil rights. In 1948, Terrell became the first Black member of the National Association of University Women. In 1950, she worked to desegregate the John R. Thompson restaurant in Washington, D.C., and her effort came to fruition with a 1953 Supreme Court decision banning discrimination in public places in the District of Columbia. Terrell fought for women's suffrage and civil rights because she realized that she belonged to the only group in this country that has two such huge obstacles to surmount, both sex and race. Mary Eliza Church Terrell died July 24, 1954, in Annapolis, Maryland. But in her life, she lectured, organized, and battled for better lives of African American women. Mary Eliza Church Terrell. Finally, we continue to get questions from our viewers about what the sisters are doing around the world. Today, we want to share with you some of what is going on in South Africa. Very recently, the sisters released their latest video, which outlines some of the work they are doing in Limpopo, South Africa. The video is entitled A Mission of Hope and Healing in South Africa and chronicles their efforts in fighting HIV/AIDS, helping women in need, helping refugees, and helping orphans. The video represents how the sisters live out this idea that the struggle for a more humane world is not an option. It is an integral part of spreading the gospel. You can watch this short video on Iris. Just go to the blue tube page under the BSN Resources drop-down list on the BSN Welcome page. You can also see the video at home on the sisters' YouTube site or the BSN YouTube site, both in high definition. Just search for the term Bon Secours Vocations while on YouTube, or you can Google Bon Secours Vocations. Here's a short clip. In 2009, it was estimated that 5.6 million people in South Africa were living with HIV/AIDS. Amidst the darkness and helplessness, however, there is a desire from deep within the people of Limpopo to know the unconditional love of God. The Sisters of Bon Secours answer this call every day, committed to bringing the healing power of God to the suffering and to cry out against injustice and all that diminishes life on earth. The Sisters of Bon Secours answer God's call globally to help others by defending all life. They invite you to experience this inspiring video that demonstrates the many ways the Sisters of Bon Secours are being good help to those in need. Well, that's it for this week. Stay tuned to this portal for future up-to-the-minute information on these and other stories on BSN Headline News. I'm Dave Schlachter. Thanks for joining us. BSN Headline News is a production of Bon Secours Productions and is solely responsible for its content.